Singer R. Kelly has been sentenced to 30 years in prison for using his fame to sexually abuse women and girls over years. Some of Kelly's accusers addressed the court before his sentence was even handed down, even speaking directly to him. Reporter Ayana Harry from our New York station WPIX has reaction to today's sentencing.
It was certainly a tense moment inside of the courtroom. Several of R. Kelly's victims sat together. They were holding hands, waiting to hear the judge's sentence. Judge Donnelly said this case isn't about sex. It's about violence, cruelty, and control. And then R. Kelly learned his fate, his sentence, 30 years in prison.
Obviously, sentencing is never a pleasant day when you've been convicted, but he's strong and we are going to get through this.
R&B superstar R. Kelly sat in a Brooklyn courtroom, often lowering his head as several of the women he was convicted of abusing told their stories, delivering emotional victim impact statements during Kelly's sentencing.
The mood when you heard those victims speak, when you heard them cry, when you heard how they were denigrated throughout these years and how they suffered so much, some of them saying that they've attempted suicide, that they blamed themselves, that they went into depression, alcoholism, all of those you can hear a pin drop inside of the courtroom.
The first woman to step forward in court addressed Kelly directly, saying, "With every addition of a new victim, you grew in wickedness, cockiness." Another telling the singer, "You stripped me of my dignity and self-respect." And a woman who says Kelly sexually assaulted her backstage after a concert in the 90s told the judge, "I lost hope in our justice system, but you restored my faith."
R. Kelly seemed to be unfazed, like he wasn't paying attention. It was almost like he was going through his file. At one time, he's talking to his attorney.
Last September, the 55-year-old singer was convicted after a 6-week trial for running a criminal enterprise. Prosecutors argued Kelly used his celebrity to recruit teens for sex that was at times abusive and humiliating. Kelly defense attorney Jennifer Bonjean says his legal fight isn't over.
We're really looking forward to the appeal. That's what I can say. We believe that we have excellent arguments on appeal and that the Court of Appeals will ultimately determine that this case was overcharged and that there was no enterprise.
R. Kelly was given the opportunity to address the court, but he chose not to. His defense attorneys said this 30-year sentence is essentially a life sentence. Kelly is 55 years old right now, and he currently has diabetes. And I also want to note, in addition to this case, Kelly still faces charges, criminal charges, in 2 other jurisdictions across the country. Reporting outside the federal criminal courthouse in downtown Brooklyn, I'm Ayana Harry. Back to you.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.